Hey guys, welcome back to First Class Convo. It's Cindy here, and I am so excited about today's show. I know you guys probably say, Cindy, you always excited about the shows. Well, I really am. Today, we are live and on special location. Do you hear me? We're on special location. We're not in the studio today. We are on special location, and I am sitting down talking with a breast cancer survivor today. Just look at my shirt. We're ready to fight. We're ready to fight breast cancer. Do you hear me? So I'm going to be sitting down talking to Evelyn Butler today. She not only dealt with this thing one time, but 2 times. She is a 2-time winner of breast cancer. Guys, stay tuned. Let's talk with Evelyn Butler. Hey guys, welcome back. Without any further ado, please welcome 2-time breast cancer fighter, Evelyn Butler.
Hello. Okay.
I'm so excited to have her here. Can't you tell? We are live and on location because we are mobile. We will move around. But yes, guys, so we all know that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Now, there's many other breast cancers that they have different awareness months and awareness days for. But we want to take this time and we want to bring awareness to breast cancer. We want to talk about some of the things that you should do to kind of prevent this from happening or catch it before it gets too bad. So with that being said, I wanted to sit down and I wanted to talk to somebody who went through this thing, not just once, but twice. So I wanted to talk to Evelyn and have her just to share a little bit of her testimony and her story with you guys. So Evelyn, why don't you introduce yourself to the people, girl? Tell them about you.
Hi, I'm Evelyn, and I'm a dear friend of Cindy's, and I'm a 2-time survivor of breast cancer. I'm here. I'm actually not from Texas. I'm in Texas now, but I'm originally from Indiana, and my family and I, we moved down to Texas, and in that was 2009, but in 2017 is when I got the first diagnosis.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of backstory of how I actually met Evelyn. We were actually going to the same church, and they heard that I do hair. So I became her stylist, but in the process of becoming her stylist, we noticed that we were just more than just, it was more than just a business. She was more than just my client, and I was more than just her hairdresser.
Right.
We actually became really good friends and pretty much sisters, if you will. So we met at church, and I am really grateful because her family took me and my little family in as part of their family. So with that being said, I wanted Evelyn to come on the show and help us bring awareness to this thing called breast cancer. So we're going to dive right in. Evelyn, I want you to talk about bout number 1. When you had the first diagnosis, how did all of that come into play? What actually happened? All right, we had a little bit of technical difficulties, if you will. 'Cause, I already told y'all that I was going to be transparent, so I forgot to turn on the light. Okay, so Evelyn, if you will, please tell us about bout or round number 1 of breast cancer.
Well, round number 1 was devastating. It came at a time when I was actually helping one of my sisters through it. She was fighting breast cancer.
Wait a minute. So let's put a little note right there. So you mean to tell me that your sister actually had breast cancer?
Yes, she had breast cancer.
Wow.
And
1 time, 2? How many times did she have
She actually got it twice as well.
Wow.
And
Okay.
I noticed a little dimpling in my breast, and I went to get it checked out, and then when I got the diagnosis, I got the diagnosis that it was breast cancer. Then they scheduled me a biopsy to see if it had. Let me go back. I did a biopsy.
Okay.
They found a breast cancer, and then the fight was on. And I was actually out of town visiting relatives when the doctor called me and gave me that news over the phone. And I literally hit the floor because who wants to hear cancer?
Yeah, nobody, right?
And so it was devastating to get that news. And then I kind of just kept on with what I was down in Indianapolis for. And I had talked to my pastor, and he was like, well, what are you going to do? And I said, well, I'm just going to enjoy the time I'm down here. And when I come back, I'll be ready to fight. And he said, that's good, you know. And if you say you have faith, this is your time to really trust God. Yeah. You know, people say that they trust God, God will do it, this, that. But you have to really depend on him. That's all I really had to lean on, was him to get me through that.
Yeah.
Now, I had a lot of support and everything from family and friends, which was also helpful. That chemo started in August 2017, and it went all the way through February 18th, 2018. And chemo is something that does a lot to you.
Yeah.
When I lost all of my hair, that was devastating, and I had one of my sisters, she cut it off because when you're taking a shower, you're just watching hair fall out, and it's just, you know, just whole handfuls just falling out all at the same time.
So the cancer itself doesn't take your hair out; it's the actual chemo that takes it out.
Took it out.
All right.
So I was like wanting to hold on to my hair. I didn't want my hair to fall out, but then I had no choice, and then so my sister, she offered to cut it off. And I thought that was the ugliest thing I ever seen, me with a completely bald head.
But look at you now.
I'm still bald headed. but
it's a different bald head.
Right.
You're bald head now by choice.
Right.
And there could have been
the other side.
You know,
right.
Where...
So I've learned over all of that losing the hair, losing my boobs, was nothing compared to having life, you know. Absolutely. Still having life. Those wounds and stuff that I still look at every day is just a reminder of what God brought me through.
Absolutely. And like, you know, like I said before, they're just battle wounds.
Right.
To say that, you know, you fought this fight and you did not give up.
Right.
And let's put a note right there. Let's talk about that part of it. Because do you think that it's very well possible that sometimes people lose the breast cancer fight or any type of fight, period, because they give up? Do you think that's possible?
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
It is. And I had the chemo was very hard to deal with, but I got through it. And then the radiation was really bad. And but I got through that. 30 bouts of radiation.
30, is that normal?
I don't know.
Okay.
But I know they burned me like I don't even know how to describe it, but I ended up going to the hospital because I was burned so bad, got an infection in there.
Oh my.
And
wow.
then went through a lot of stuff with that, and just, you know, a lot of time crying alone or whatever. And but then I saw all of the love that came from family and friends. And even your sister Pumpkin, she used to bring me whole plates of food, you know, cook 7-course meal and bring over. And I'm
that sounds like my sister.
Right. And I said, you know, it took a lot because you had no taste for nothing. And, you know,
wow.
It was really hard to.
And when you love to eat, not having taste is
really hard.
Yeah.
So I got through that first session, and people were saying, you know, you should just get both of the breasts removed, because I had the chemo, then I had radiation, and then I had the surgery. And they were saying, you know, you really need to go ahead and get them both removed. A lot of people felt like that was the best for them, but I didn't want to. I you know, it was hard losing one, and I didn't want to lose both of them.
Yeah.
So I was just praying that it wouldn't come back.
Yeah.
There's a chance that it could come back, but I was praying it wouldn't come back.
Yeah, we always want to believe God for the best, right?
Right. So um, my I made it through that. I made it through that, and then in 2020,
Okay.
actually in the month of October.
Okay. Oh wow. So during the awareness month,
Right.
were you getting a mammogram because it was breast cancer awareness month, or just because you had it scheduled for
It was scheduled for that.
Okay.
And then they saw the cancer again. So then I went for a biopsy. They determined that it was breast cancer again, and it was really devastating the first time. It was devastating the second time, but I don't know which was worse, because then I had to basically go through some of the same things. I didn't have no chemo. I didn't have radiation. I just
you
went.
didn't have to go through that at all.
Not the second time.
Okay, so you just had what do they call it? What is that called? A mastectomy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just had the other breast removed the second
Okay.
time around.
Okay, so it hadn't went anywhere. It hadn't spread anywhere.
No.
Oh, thank God.
Originally, it was in my left breast, and then when they removed that one, then the next time it came in the right.
Okay.
So then I basically had to just go in and have surgery, and that was that. And it's a lot of emotional stuff that you deal with.
Yeah.
Other than the fact of having cancer, nobody wants to hear that.
Exactly.
And it was a lot of emotional stuff, and it was a lot of pain. Pain. More. It was a lot of mixture of feelings and a lot of different things that happened.
Now let me ask this, because would you say that would you say that the emotional pain outweighed the actual physical pain of what you went through?
Yeah, because emotional pain went on, dealing with this, dealing with that. The physical pain, it hurt when it hurt, but then eventually that part stopped.
Okay.
But
and I don't mean to cut you off. Would you say that even right now, emotionally, sometimes you probably still deal with it, huh?
I do.
Okay.
Because when I look at my body and I see, things that are not there any longer, and I see all of these scars, it's it makes me feel some type of way. Every morning I'm looking,
Yeah.
But then I have to tell myself that what's the other option? These scars are proof that I got through that.
Yeah.
It's proof that
you won on this side.
I won on this side, and I can live, even though my body's not the same. I can live. God allowed me to stay here, to be able to tell somebody else about it. And there's so many people that are fighting breast cancer and have fought it. Some have not won, but the majority of the people that I know so far have been successful in their journey as well.
Yes, for sure. What does your support system look like?
You mean now or then?
Then and now.
Oh, well then, everybody was extending, prayers, and people were there for me, and I actually even started this support page of my own.
Oh wow, how nice.
Team Evelyn.
All
We
right.
win.
Yes.
And
I'm a supporter of that page, and I want you guys to be as well. I'm going to actually post the link on this video.
And even now, when I look back on that page, all the encouraging words, all of the prayers, and it just melts my heart, because I'm like, wow, I had all of this support during that. But the main thing is not to give up on yourself,
That's it.
because a lot of people, like I said, when you get cancer, a diagnosis of cancer, that's doomed. Nobody wants to hear that. And if you give in, oh Lord, why me? But knowing that breast cancer is not a death sentence.
Yes.
It's actually a cancer that can be fought and won.
Yes.
So
you're prime evidence of it, right?
Right. So now my support group is not like it was then, But I encourage myself because I know what I've been through.
Exactly.
And I know what God has brought me through. So at this point in my life, I'm wanting to share that more than I used to.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be private about what they've been through. I'm not afraid to tell anybody I've been through it. I beat it, and I'm still standing today. So
that's what I'm talking about.
You know, I'm just thankful that God chose me to still be here.
I know that's right. Evelyn, why don't you tell us about you have a group of women that you are actually your support system, a support group. Tell us a little bit about your support group.
Well, one of them is initially when I started this, I had a navigator that walked me through each process in the whole surgery and everything that I went through. And now I have a organization. It's called SLU.
Okay.
And it's a cancer wellness center.
They do TikTok videos, y'all.
We do very funny TikTok videos. And they give different services to women who are fighting and who have fought. I can go up there and get massages, full body massage.
Massage?
Right. Full body massage.
Can I be your guest?
Free of charge.
But I'm saying, can I be your guest?
No guests. Only survivors or fighters.
Man, okay. I guess I got to pay to go somewhere. All right.
So it's and at first I didn't really think a whole lot. I'm like, nobody want no massage. But now I appreciate it. You know, it makes a difference for me. And they have a lot of resources. A lot of people come in, talk to you about different topics. They offer food to people that may need it, clothes, whatever they need.
Wow,
there's a lot of resources.
Do they give like for women, let's say like bras or like
yes,
what are those called?
Prosthetic.
Okay.
I always forget it, but that's what it is.
Okay.
Bras, the boobs, wigs if you need them.
Oh wow!
They have a lot of service, and it's a non-profit organization, and I've really been getting involved with them a lot lately, and had the opportunity to learn a lot, and I had the opportunity to meet some more women fighting the same thing, both young and old.
Wow!
And then when we sit in groups and tell our stories. My stories sound pretty good compared to some of the stuff some of the women have been through. So,
but there's nothing. It's nothing like sitting down, sharing your story with somebody who's actually walked the same way that you walk.
Right.
Because you can share your story with me, it don't hit the same.
Right.
As it would with somebody who's actually been there.
Right.
And went through it, and so you got it's more relatable. So. I'm sure it's nothing like having somebody that you can share that with.
And we did a recent workshop on at the center, and it was like I knew those people all my life. I had just met most of them.
Wow.
And we just able to share and talk about different things and how emotions and how does that fit in, and you know, people just shared all kind of stuff in there, so it was very helpful for me.
Wow.
You know, even though that battle is over, it's still a ongoing thing, and it's something that should be shared with others, you know, because there's a lot of people that's yet fighting breast cancer. So if it's something,
I believe they will be until
right.
God decides no more disease in the earth.
Right. And so if I can tell them something that would help them, you know, by all means, because before I was a little bit more reserved with it. I wasn't really, you know, going around talking about it a lot. But now I'm free from it. I just talk about it. If it comes up, I talk about it, you know.
Yeah. I actually wanted to ask you, like, why do you think that some people are so private when it comes to it?
Well, people don't want to know they're sick. Some of them don't want people to know they're sick, or they may, you know, be fearful of dying. I don't know. I don't know, but I was talking to this man, and he was sharing some of the things he had been through health-wise, and he was like, "You say you've been through that twice. Everybody you meet, you need to be telling that, how God brought you through that. You need to be telling people. You need to stop holding that to yourself." Ever since that man told me that, I've been really free with, you know, sharing. And he said, "Yeah, that's a blessing. God kept you here through all of that. Yeah, you need to be telling that."
I agree 100%.
And
so we pretty much just talked about round one. Let's talk about round two.
Round two was a little bit different.
Okay.
It was the same devastation when I found out,
Okay.
but I was in a place then where I kind of like closed myself off because I didn't feel like people was reaching out to me. I guess I kind of wanted that, but at the same time I was putting myself
Yeah.
away from people.
Yeah. It's hard for people to reach out to you when they really don't know what's going on, right?
Right. So it was difficult again, but I didn't have to do chemo and I didn't have to do radiation, so it was just basically the surgery. And I had people saying, "Well, you should have did it the first time." That really hit a nerve, but
Yeah, because nobody wants to hear "I told you so," especially when you're going through something that devastating. We don't want to hear it, period. But when
Right.
you're going through something, you definitely don't want to hear that.
right. But I still had a lot of love from friends and family. I still had a lot of love. And then when I finally realized that, you closing off, you're not helping it, reach out. If you need somebody, how do they know you need them if you don't say nothing?
Absolutely.
But I was thinking that they should know already. So anyway, that, I got through it again. And I was just grateful to God, I was just grateful to God to get me through that again.
Exactly. Let me ask you this really quickly. What did it look like, or how did it make you feel when you had the support of your church family? Let's talk about that.
Oh, that was awesome. That was awesome. Because that's the main thing the pastor kept saying, because I was really all wound up and ready to explode probably. And he was like, "Do you trust God?
Mm-hmm.
You say you believe in him. Do you trust God?"
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Yeah." And he said, "Well, walk in it. He's going to do it for you." And I kept that with me the whole time. That, if you say you believe in God, God is bigger than any cancer, any disease that we might get.
Yes.
So if we claiming that I'm speaking for me. If I'm claiming that I believe in him, and then I'm walking around worried because I got this illness, oh yeah, cancer is big. But like I said, he's bigger than that. So,
absolutely.
And so that's my faith. I had never walked in my faith like I did during that time.
Yeah.
And
awesome.
so it's my church family was behind me, and then I was feeling a little down because when I got to ring that bell, I think you came out there to the center once when I was getting that treatment.
Yeah, I came. I think I came maybe once or twice.
Yeah.
I know I went to a couple appointments with you for sure.
Yeah, and then my sister, them, and my son and my daughter, but people were coming out there. But the day that I had to ring that bell, I didn't have nobody there with me but that little yellow friend that Joyce gave me, some little stuffed animal.
Yeah.
I said, "You're my only friend that's here with me today." But anyway, I guess my pastor and them saw it, and so when I went to church that next time I went, they had a celebration for me.
Wow,
And
that's awesome.
and that really blessed me that they thought of me like that.
That's so awesome.
But my church was behind me 100%, right along with my family and friends, and you and your family, and my sisters and brothers and everybody. So I had no choice but to win.
No choice but to fight, because we were not going to allow you to give up.
Right.
Not at all. I think I remember telling you. I was there as much as I could because I was working, of course. But I remember telling you that I'm going to be here with you.
Yeah.
I remember when we were having Bible studies together, and when you were telling us, I think something going on with my breast, and we went into prayer. We prayed, against cancer and all of that. But ultimately, God has the final say.
Right.
So here it is from 2017, right? That's when you were first diagnosed. All the way here it is to 2022.
Right.
And what we can proudly say is that Evelyn Butler is cancer free in the name of Jesus.
Praise
and
God.
So we just praise God and we thank God for that.
Yes.
We thank God for that victory.
Yes, Lord.
So Evelyn, if you could give the people some encouraging words before we leave them, What would you tell them as it relates to this whole breast cancer awareness month or breast cancer period? What would you tell? What would you leave with them?
Well, I would say get yourself checked. Get your boobies checked. Especially if you're over 40.
Okay.
If you're over 40, you should be getting that every year. You should be getting a mammogram. And even if you're not, if you have family that's dealing with all this breast cancer stuff, you need to be getting checked as well.
Absolutely. And also, Evelyn, let them know they can also do self-exams, right?
Yeah, you can do self-exams,
Yeah.
which I'm not going to lie. I hardly ever did self-exams. You know, maybe, who knows, maybe I would have caught it sooner.
Yeah.
But the self-exams, you're supposed to do that every month, I believe.
I think, I believe it should have been, like, if you still have a cycle.
Right.
Around your cycle time. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, and, you know, even if it does, unfortunately, come upon you or somebody in your family, whatever, know that it's something that you can win.
Yes.
Cancer is bad. I don't care what kind of cancer. Cancer is bad, period. But God is bigger and badder than any cancer that anybody could ever get.
Yes.
And so, like I was saying earlier, I kind of look at these scars and think of, you know, how ugly it is or whatever. But I think about those scars now that battle wounds. I won, you know. Where would I have been if I didn't get through it? I wouldn't be here to tell you nothing about it.
Absolutely.
So I just look at them as battle wounds, and just continue to pray that, you know, God strengthens my body, and pretty much get checked. And even if you do get diagnosed with it, it's not the end. Don't give up. You know, they're still doing all type of research, you know,
yes,
to find a cure. You know, who knows? At one point it might come to that. But right now, we can fight. You know, if you believe in God, He's there, you know, to get you through it.
Absolutely.
If you need some help or somebody to talk to about it, I don't know. I'm willing and able to do that, you know. Because sometimes, you know, somebody might have the word that you need to hear to help you out.
Absolutely.
So that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, watching the show today. Like I said, this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I wanted to talk to somebody. I wanted to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. Somebody who walked that journey. Somebody who knows what it's like. Somebody who can give you advice and tell you what they went through and to encourage you along your way.
Yeah.
So what I will do in this video, I will go ahead and I will tag Evelyn. But Evelyn, I want to thank you. Thank you for, first of all, being my friend. Thank you for being my sister. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to sit down and converse with you about it. I know it's not always easy to talk about, but God has made it your testimony.
Right. Amen.
And that's what makes it easy to share, because your story can change the trajectory of somebody else's life.
Yes.
Because all they got to do is get those boobies checked, and because you talk to them about it.
Amen.
So again, Evelyn, I want to say thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
It's my pleasure. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for following and subscribing to my YouTube channel. I love you guys. And from here, thank you for watching First Class Convo. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.